So we've got the Southpaw Tyson in the house, man. What's up?
What's the word? What's the word, man? I can't even live up to that. Tyson, a whole different breed.
I think you can.
uh,
So how is it being back in Fight Island?
man, it feels great, man, to be here, man. I feel like it's a second home now. We undefeated out here in Fight Island, man. So I'm pretty much keeping, trying to keep that record alive. You know what I mean? Undefeated record out here.
You had a pretty profound moment last time, but what was the moment when, like you realized that this really was a viral knockout?
Probably when we got back on the bus to come back to the hotel. I didn't believe that, because Justin and Mike Gilmore was just telling me like, man, this is about to blow up. I'm like, man, it's probably just gonna be a regular thing, whatever. But as soon as my social media just started going from 10,000, 20,000, 30,000, I'm talking all within like minutes, bro. You know what I'm saying? It was pretty crazy. Yeah, facts. Yeah, so that's when I knew after that, I was like, yeah, this is going crazy.
What's that like when you get your phone and it's just like,
So my phone broke. It did it. Like my phone straight broke, froze, everything, you know what I mean? So I had to go get a new phone and I was able to see, all the little new fans that I gained after that.
I want to just take you back to the start of your UFC career. I want to know what you were doing when you got that call for the UFC, because I know you were quite close to giving up on the dream, right?
Right. I wouldn't say close to giving up on the dream, but like I wasn't as serious about it. You know what I mean? Like I was just taking fights, whatever, saving the little fight checks that I get, put them in the bank, you know what I mean, back to work. But the day when I got that call from Brian from Sucker Punch, I was in the shower, like I was washing up, whatever. And when I heard the phone ring, I wasn't even gonna answer it. You know what I mean? I was just gonna finish washing up, but my girl was pregnant at the time, so I'm like, this might be an emergency. Let me hop up out the shower. And then I seen it was Brian. I picked up the phone. He was like, hey, how you feeling? Da da da. I'm like, I'm good, man. About to head off to work. And he was like, yeah, man. So I have a fight opportunity for you. So the first thing in my head, I'm thinking like, it's probably another regional LFA. I'm like, bro, I'm good. I want to just take this time out, for my baby and just want to rest and make some extra money, at my job and whatnot like that. And he was like, no, you might want to listen to this. The UFC wants to give you a 4-fight contract deal for fighting Kevin Holland. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, dang. That's lit, bro. I just like got real quiet. I said 1 second, I put him on mute. I was like, yeah, like I just screamed out, you know what I mean? And I live with my grandmother, but I also take care of my grandmother. And I was like, Granny, we made it. Like we just made it, like right now, you know what I mean? And she was just so happy and astounded for me and stuff like that. So that was pretty cool, man. I'll never forget that moment when I got that call.
Man, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
You've got like a really good family connection back home, right?
Man, family's everything back home, for sure.
Do they realize the magnitude of what you're doing now?
Most stuff, because that's what we was trying to do for a very long time. It just wasn't clicking, And it's like I said, not that I gave up on the dream, but I wasn't chasing the dream. That makes sense, you know what I mean? So if anything, I let the dream come back to me, you know what I mean?
Bit of a hunger issue, really.
And then just also like, just being like frustrated, you know what I mean? Because I used to have over anxiety about trying to make it and forcing it to make it happen and stuff like that. But you can't force these things, man. They only come when they come, you know what I mean? And I had to realize that and just, man up and be like, hey, it might be other routes, you know what I mean, to be, become famous one day. But luckily the dream came back to me. So that was cool.
Like my first introduction of you for your UFC debut, I was actually at home just watching, just like, Jesus Christ, man, this guy is good. Everything about that fight with Kevin Holland was amazing. And the fact that, you two were both trash talking in there, and it wasn't necessarily like offensive trash talk, it was almost like complimentary trash talk, you know what I mean?
I guess you could say that. No, Kevin Holland was talking, I don't know if I can say shit, but Kevin Holland was talking shit. That one was talking shit. Look, and no, he was like, you know what I mean, your girl would be proud of you right now, like, and I don't know if you think that's a compliment, but like, that's a straight diss, you know what I'm saying, like, that's a whole diss right there. But the thing is, like, I got a personal, like, not personal, what's the word I'm looking for, like, I got a special relationship with Kevin Holland, you know what I mean, because of him, you know what I mean, I really want to work towards, you know what I mean, crafting my skills and everything of that nature just for the day when we see each other again, you know what I mean? It's going to make for a beautiful fight, and somebody else going to be getting their hand raised that day, and it ain't going to be him.
So in a sense, that fight with Kevin was very inspiring for you in a career-motivated sense.
Most of, because it showed me, it made one thing. He was having fun, I wasn't, you know what I mean? I was coming in too aggressive, you know what I mean? I was coming in just too, hot-headed. You know what I mean? But if I would have just had fun and just would have stayed relaxed, it would have been a whole different fight. You know what I mean? But now that I know that, and it's just another fight like anything else, whatever. Next time we see each other, it's gonna be a whole different story.
Did you know much about Kevin before you actually fought?
Yeah, I knew exactly who Kevin was when they gave me the name. You know what I mean? Loudmouth, Big Mouth. That's what they called him. You know what I'm saying? And he, he jokes too much. And I don't think he's ever gonna be a world champion. Just because of that. Prove me wrong. Type thing. That's a shout out to him. Prove me wrong. But I don't think he's ever gonna be a world champion. That's not in his mind. That's not in his goal sets. You know what I mean? But me, I want that strap.
I see that coming for you as well, bro.
I appreciate it.
So let's just go back to when you were last here at Fight Island and you got that amazing knockout. Like, there was one thing that stood out to me, and when you landed that kick, it set you off balance and you ended up kind of like running away with your back turning. You didn't actually get to see the knockout.
So I was able to capture it because he fell in slow motion. So when I ran forward and I was able to turn around, I seen his body starting to fall, like a tree almost, you know what I mean? And once I seen that, I just already knew that the fight was over. It was no need to try to rush and try to come get him, whatever. I already knew that he was unconscious and there was no necessary need for any damage after that.
Yeah, man, it was an incredibly iconic moment. A few iconic photos came out of it as well with you and John Gooden and Felder, etc. On media day, I kind of heard somebody ask you about James Krause,
right.
And you said that his time's over now.
I mean, I can come see him at his gym. Like, the UFC ain't got to set this up, man. I'm sorry. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, you know what I mean? I'm fighting a person that really wants to fight, who's hungry to fight, and who's looking to take my head off at the end of the day. And those are the fights that I want, man. I don't want a person that's going to be scared or intimidated of me. I want guys that's looking at me and hungry just like me, because that's how we make bonuses, man. That's how we get money.
How does it all make you feel, though? Because I feel like James kind of instigated it all, right? And now, obviously, you've called him out.
Right.
It doesn't seem to be anywhere to be seen, I suppose. Like, what do you make of it?
I mean, it speaks for itself, man. Like, you know what I mean? What do you think about it? You know what I mean? That's the biggest thing. So, there's no reason to speak about him anymore because he's irrelevant, man. I don't even know why the UFC still got him signed. I'm thinking he probably part of that 60 fighters they gonna cut, you know what I mean? Because he hasn't done nothing for the sport whatsoever, unfortunately, with his 6 or 7 years being with the game.
And now, obviously, you're fighting Alessio, who is on a 3-fight losing streak, lost to Kevin Holland as well. But how do you see that matchup going for yourself?
I see that matchup, like I said, I'm fighting the most dangerous Alessio because none of them guys finished him. You know what I mean? If anything, like a lot of those fights was probably like a split decision where he probably could have took the win, but the judges just seen it another way. So I'm definitely fighting the most dangerous Alessio because he believes that his job might be, you know what I'm saying, on the chopping block. So with that being said, like I gotta be ready. You know what I mean? I gotta cross my T's and dot my I's, when it comes to him.
Yeah, fair enough, man. That's pretty cool. I think one of my favorite things about you is the fact that you're such a violent person inside the octagon. But as soon as you sit down with yourself, you can very quickly realize how much of a grounded individual you are. And I feel like that kind of leaks outside into your personal life a little bit. I mean, I'm pretty sure you've got a second job at Walgreens, right?
Yeah, we still working at Walgreens. Right now I don't have like a full position. I just have a temp job. So whenever they need help, whenever they call me, whatever, I come in and help out if I can.
I'm kind of interested at the parallels between the walkouts as well. Like, obviously, you walking out to the UFC is one thing, and then walking into Walgreens is another. Is there like any similarity?
No, not even close to similar, but
yeah, well, I guess I'm kind of getting at the fact, like you must get a lot of compliments and like people saying, "Oh, damn, look, there's Buckley."
Yeah, even beforehand, like a lot of people used to see just my physique, you know what I mean, and they'd be like, "Bro, what do you do?" Like, I know you do something else, you know what I mean. I tell them I do mixed martial arts, so it was also a cool avenue because with Walgreens, I get to interact with so many different people, you know what I mean, in the neighborhood, people that just come in by, you know what I mean, just to shop around or get their, medication or whatnot. So that was how I was able to brand myself as well at Walgreens. So that's the cool part.
Cool. Thank you very much for your time, my man. Really appreciate it.
Appreciate it.